Hey everybody, welcome back to Zoo Tycoon 2. We're back in the creative zoo, which I know you guys are enjoying immensely. The support raining in on it is incredible. I appreciate it so much. But we're working on a new section of the place today. We kind of have been working on the tropical rainforest area. It's basically done except for adding in like the actual animals and stuff like that. So we're working on this new area, and I'm calling this Monkey Island. I know I've brought it up a couple of times now, but it's kind of just this little secluded area off of the tropical rainforest that can be also gotten to from other areas, but it's kind of surrounded by water except for the zoo walls, which we will obviously cover up with stone wall because I'm trying to do that more often. It's not going to always work out like that, but for right now, it does work out like that how I want it to. So we kind of just laid out the kind of path here, and I wanted to do a kind of cool big gorilla exhibit, kind of as a nod to everybody's favorite internet meme from 2016, Harambe. Which, I'm just trying to gain popularity points from the people here. So I'm working on this exhibit, and I'm going to warn you now, this exhibit does not stay. We end up doing something completely different. So I just wanted to kind of show this because showing the process that I go through is, I think, still important for those that are trying to show and see how I design and how I do this. I've gotten several comments wanting longer videos and like live commentary talking about building and stuff, and I can do that when I get back from my trip that I'm going on. I have to crank through videos right now, getting them out to you guys, so you're getting sped up speed builds, and it's a lot harder to build and commentate at the same time. It's just common knowledge, I suppose. But we're going to have some nice exhibits set up here soon. So I'm making this back wall gorillas. We're going to have some lemurs. And then the lemurs are also going to end up completely screwing me over. So we're not going to have any lemurs. For some reason, they just hated everything that I did with them. I think that's in the next episode. But they hated everything I did, so we end up scratching them for a different kind of monkey that I got from a mod, actually. I don't know what mod, and I don't remember what the name of the monkey actually is at this point in time. But it's going to end up being gorillas, crested gibbons, which I love the look of, the weird monkey that I don't remember the name of, and then chimpanzee. So it's gorilla, chimpanzee, weird monkey, crested gibbon, and that's going to be the entire Monkey Island. So we're just making the exhibits here, and I'm using the same stone fences that we've been using everywhere else, just because I think they honestly just look really, really nice. And we're using the kind of slanted ones because I want it to look a little bit like things are on an angle, and I want this area to be higher up because I wanted to have a little elevated path over it for viewing, because I just think it adds a little bit extra to it, and it looks really nice, as you can kind of see from how I have it right now, and I just think it looks good. So we're going to do that with most of the areas. You want to add supports to these as well so that it kind of stands out a little bit, looks really nice. You want to make sure you have them on all the major corners and angles, and that's what I kind of like about the one elevated path tool, which is the why am I blanking? The fence that you can just do like a border. It makes the elevated paths have the hard angles instead of just the soft curved angles, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier to kind of line those up and see exactly where those angles are that you want to have those at. So I really like doing that. Here's the gorilla exhibit. We do change the fence on this. I originally had it a little bit funkier, but it just didn't work with the final design that I wanted to do. So this part right here is going to kind of stay the same. You still have the high wall, which will be fine. But the problem is when you put in the elevated path, it looks a little funky. So we end up changing that and making it more of a straight up faster climb up. And then I was just looking for a better fence to put here. But the giant glass panes, they do just look really nice. And they look realistic as well. And I kind of wanted to stick with the realistic gorilla enclosure. Baby, pull me closer, like the kid in your gorilla enclosure. That's a bad internet meme. I'm very sorry. This is kind of like the next two episodes are a lot of memes because of just gorillas. And that's just, that's life, I suppose. But we have it where we can view the gorillas from outside as well. I wanted to make it where, when you look at a zoo in real life, there's kind of only one place to view each animal. But I wanted to kind of make it more Zoo Tycoon-y. People will start complaining about the animals. I can't see any animals from here. I came to see animals, and all I see is some giant rocks that Tyler placed everywhere. Look, I understand that. We need to kind of cater to Zoo Tycoon people as a whole here and not just worry about design. So we're going to have some areas where you can view animals that aren't, underneath viewing platforms and stuff like that. Here's my idea for over here. I wanted to make another little waterfall, but then I realized that it's like actually impossible. So I end up not doing this. Just ignore everything I'm doing right here. It looks terrible. We may add in a Skytram station right there. I wanted to put a Skytram in my zoo kind of as a transportation type thing, not really as a kind of ride that can see animals and stuff, but just as a transportation thing. I know the guests don't like that, but I think it's gonna look okay when we do it. We just have to kind of map that out in a later episode. We don't know what the other side of the zoo even looks like yet. I don't even have that long of a backlog going. So that's still a big work in progress, and we will figure that out when the time comes. But I've kind of stuck with the dirt path being the viewing platform, viewing area for all of these. And we're going to stick with that here. We're going to have kind of a double edged sword kind of thing going on here where you can view the animals from both sides here. And one side will be the crested gibbons, the other side will be the chimpanzees. And it's going to look really nice. We're going to have, obviously, the elevated path over it because that's just how life goes. That seemed a little bit short, so I just extended it, and then you just have more paths. One of the things that I would suggest with fences, don't make the entire thing don't make your entire fence you can look through this glass window, because it just doesn't look right. You got to split it up, have some angles that normally don't look good with the weird window fences. Like some of them, it looks like you're looking out of one window and you're just looking at the other fence. Make those just plain cobblestone, and you'll see that it actually looks a ton nicer to have that pattern kind of split up a little bit. And you can obviously see I've done that a decent amount in my zoo and in this area over here in particular. So in the middle, this is the only part of this place that I really just don't care for. But I didn't leave myself enough room to really do anything phenomenal. So we're going to have 2 bathrooms, 2 ATMs, and then we're just going to throw in some food stands here with then some tables, picnic tables, just on the ground. It's not incredible. I don't like it a lot. Trust me, it makes me kind of cringe, but I know these guys need food over here. In a perfect world, we wouldn't need to have food over here, and we can just put a giant fountain and maybe a gift shop or a couple water stands or something on the edge. So maybe we'll come back to that and think about a way that we can add in food to not have it look that terrible. We could put it on the outer edge, but I do still like having the walkway along the water kind of just be like a nature area and not have any bustling merchandise locations or food stands or anything. But we'll do what we gotta do. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. We got a lot of time in the zoo to worry about that kind of stuff. Obviously, it's not a Zoo Tycoon 2 building episode if I'm not putting in like a crap load of rocks and these fences everywhere. So we are placing some rocks. It's not the end of the world. Don't you come after me with freaking lynch mobs trying to kill me for placing down some damn rocks. The rocks are very good, okay? I like placing them. We got to make sure that we have them covering all of those little tiny dirt splotches because they just don't look good. Here's kind of my plans for the rest of the place, and I'll probably kind of explain this in the next episode as well, because we actually put in the animals in the next episode for the Monkey Island, just because I knew ahead what I wanted to do with them. I have gotten some suggestions for the tropical rainforest, and I appreciate that immensely. I will probably put those in the next episode. I have a couple ideas that I want to do, so I will take care of that in the next one. But this bridge going over into this back area, I think that may be the start of the marine area. And I may have some tanks with some guys going, but I got to think about the design that I want to roll with there, because we don't have a lot of space, and that's the problem that I have with that. But I'll figure it out. I'm confident in my abilities. I've played a little bit of Zoo Tycoon 2 in my day. I know what I'm doing. I still like these bridges a lot. I think they look like really nice. But yeah, that's kind of gonna do it for this video. I really do appreciate your guys' support on this. It's kind of blown up. I've gotten some shares of it going around places, and I appreciate all of that immensely. Without you guys, I wouldn't be making them. So I appreciate the support. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!